So, fellas, if there's one piece of advice that I think y'all should get from me, it is to stop following some of this advice that women give you on dating and marriage. Like this whole thing of, oh, don't go for someone who's beautiful, go for someone who's smart. Go for the brains over the beauty. And these are the same exact women who'll expect to be told a couple of years, maybe even a couple of decades later, that the same way that they're being looked at right now is the same way they're being looked at the first time that they were met, and that was beautiful, and they're valued, and all of that BS. And the truth of the matter is, they also want us to be honest. So, how are we supposed to do that when we got a smart babe who just so happens to be ugly?
And we want to welcome all y'all to Fan of a Fan, and this is strictly only for the fans.
The way people usually like to make it look like you can either choose one beauty or brains seems very daft in my perspective. Because if anything, I think you should have the allowance to go for both, because you obviously want to wake up in the morning to something that looks good, not, an image of Shaka Zulu before you go to work. You don't want to be terrorized that early in the day. And whenever you get a chance to, just make sure you get someone who's not only just beautiful, but beautiful and smart. Stop trying to make people choose on such things. But, anyways, we do need to start the podcast, and I might as well do it properly. Welcome to Break Time on West Side, your number one break time podcast, coming to you from Nairobi, Kenya. The man on the mic is a man who does not pick brains over beauty. He either goes for both or neither at all. He is a man whose favorite form of cardio is running his mouth. It is none other than I, Sir Denver B. The show is Fan of a Fan, the show where we go back to the fans and get some of the fans to come and bring their views, their topics, and their feedback onto the podcast. Now, today, my fan with me is what I would call one of my most vocal fans. He is the founder of the Kenyan Public Radio, the podcasting network which I am a part of as of now. It is none other than Mr. Chacha.
Yes. How are you guys doing? I'm glad to be a part of Fan of a Fan. Thank you for having me on, bro.
Welcome to Break Time on West Side, at least on the content creating side of it, not just the listening. And to kind of move it on, there was this first thing that you had put out, which we were talking about much, much earlier on the whole Lroi Harvey thing, and how some person had called it predatory.
Yes. I remember posting that on the group. It was something that someone posted, and I don't know what I could say. Like, Lroi Harvey, if you look at all her relationships previously, they have been so geared towards a certain age group, I guess the tweet that guy made out didn't sit well and didn't strike well to a lot of the female viewers on Twitter.
True.
Because of his use of the language of predatory.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why, but people have been picking up this use of predatory. And the way you can say that 2019, the woke word of the year was mental health. In 2020, it was toxicity. I'm predicting 2021's word of the year is going to be predatory. Because for some reason, a lot of people like making it seem as though whenever someone's doing something for their benefit and it doesn't sit right with someone else, especially in a sexual or in a romantic nature, it's considered predatory. And it was something that made sense when you were talking about young kids. It made sense when you're talking about someone being taken advantage of and they're underage. But the thing with a lot of these buzzwords of the year, the woke words of the year, is that people usually like to take them from the normal good context that they're in, amplify it to cover a lot more things, and then blow it out of proportion. So mental health, at some point, everyone was busy talking about how depressed they are, yet the truth is they're probably just lonely or sad. In 2020, people were talking about toxicity, and at any point, if someone didn't like how someone else was behaving, whether good, whether bad, not necessarily because it's a bad thing, but just because they don't like it, they'd come out and they'd call this other person toxic. Or they'll say, oh, toxic behavior, toxic vibes. They'll call it bad energy. And this year has already started, and people are starting to use the word predatory badly.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, for going back to the Lroi Harvey case, if you look at her previous encounters with her relationships, with her dating P Diddy, her dating Future, her now dating Michael B. Jordan, we could say that her age group and the guys that she feels comfortable with are older men, in the likes of 30 and above. But
True.
I feel like the word predatory was not correctly used in that aspect. Maybe you should have said, maybe someone should have said, Lori Harvey can't date guys within her own age group. That's it. I don't know any other better word for it.
Yeah, that one would have probably worked. Although then again, it wouldn't probably have sounded as nice as the word predatory. Just taking it through when you kind of look at it that way.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I mean, big up to Lori Harvey. I mean, she's bagging all the guys that most girls wanted. I mean, most girls wanted Michael B. Jordan. Look at her now. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the tweets and everything, man. Girls went crazy. Instagram was on fire for like a couple of hours.
Yeah, but they did that same thing with Burner. The women will survive. There's a lot of us ugly niggas that exist in the world, and we'll probably have our fill of some of these babes before even the Michael B. Jordans and the Burner boys come out and kind of steal them from us. Although we do kind of have to move it on to our main topic of today, which was also motivated by a tweet. And the tweet reads, "You don't have to fake romantic interest to get casual sex. I promise you don't." Discuss.
Yes. Wow. I have two different stories to talk about this tweet. One siding both on the faking the romantic interest and the one about not faking romantic interest. So, lo and behold, me was there, very single. I didn't have any girlfriend. I was just, lazing around, being myself, being a dude.
Yeah, enjoying football.
Exactly. So I went to this party with a few of my friends, and I met this girl. But funny enough, I wasn't going for her in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Then, yeah, things started going on in the party. The friend didn't really like my vibes, I guess, or whatever. And I guess she also had some other guys hitting on her at the party as well. So I shifted my attention to now the girl we're talking to. I feel like we should give these girls some code names. So the girl that I'm talking about right now, let's call her Felicity.
Sheila? Ooh, Felicity. Yep, let's go with Felicity.
All right, so Felicity, yeah, this is a girl I wasn't going for, but we started ending up talking, hitting it off. Then we just talked, vibes were nice. Then I guess because we were drinking at this point as well, so then I guess as the night progressed, she was about to leave, and by this time things are comfortable, we're dancing with each other, stuff like that. And as she's about to leave, she leans in for a kiss, right? So
Yeah.
I go in for the kiss as well. Makeout session was nice. Yada yada, bada bing, bada boom, done. I got her number, took her contact. Things were perfect. We started talking for like a couple, maybe a week or two. Then
Yeah.
I guess, on the talking stage and texting stage, I'm really not the best. So that fling died. Yeah, it just died.
Wait, so you're like just a doer? So it's like it's either you just cuddle and you just bang?
I mean, it
And
just
then you
died.
grab the others?
I mean, the like I said, the talking stage wasn't for me. I didn't feel it. So I just ended up stopped talking to her, and we just, fell off the grid. I don't know what happened to her. She don't know what happened to me. Then fast forward a year later. By this time, I wasn't on any social media, and I just came back. I just got a new phone.
New phone, who dis?
Yeah, exactly. So I came onto the platforms, and lo and behold, on my suggested, how Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, if she's on your contacts, they're gonna be like, oh, add her. So I added her, and I was like, wait, I know this girl, but I can't remember from where. So I added her. She followed me back with the immediate instance. Then we started, hitting it off, talking. Um, yeah, then she used to tell me, oh, she's single, she hasn't been dating anyone, stuff like that. And things progressed so much quicker than even the day at the party that it got to a point where we're talking about hooking up, right? And at this point, at this point,
Yeah.
let me be honest, let me be frank. I told her, I was like, yo, I ain't really looking for this type of, you know, relationship. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not in that headspace. You gotta let these girls know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We
Yeah,
cannot lie to them.
exactly. We can't lie to them. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I let her know. And, she said she wasn't very comfortable with it. And like she was that type of person to be a relationship type of breed. And I was like,
Ooh,
cool,
okay.
cool. I was like, cool, cool. Then, out of respect, I was like, okay, I feel like we shouldn't head in that direction. And she was like,
Wow,
cool.
you're respectful. You're definitely
Yes,
super respectful. I'd have said, all right, so how about we hit, then you can go and like look for a relationship elsewhere. No.
no, 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 no. We don't do that. We don't do that in the streets. We were raised by great mothers. We have to respect.
My mama was great too. It's
Exactly.
just that if I want to smash, I'll just ask. So are we still going to smash or not?
Yeah. Now you see. That's where we get off. I feel like now women are more forward in asking for what they want, right?
Yeah.
So I guess like this is my honest opinion. If you're honest with a woman and tell them, yo, this is what I want and this is what I don't want, and you leave them with those facts light across the table, they'll make a decision. They're big girls, they're big women. They know how to make decisions.
That's true.
So I guess after hearing all this, like maybe like a week later, she was down. I didn't even pursue anymore. She was like, "Yo, we should hook up," right?
Yeah.
So, fast forward, we link up, we hook up. It's nice. She enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's fun. So now we're still talking. We're linking up, hanging out more often and stuff like that. Now she starts the questions of relationships yet again, and I make it clear. I'm like, nah, homie, nah, please, hey, please. That's not what I want, you know. Keeping it
Hold up, wait,
as
wait. You called her homie.
okay. No, I didn't call her homie, but just for the emphasis of the story, for the emphasis of the
All
story.
right, yeah. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So I told her, yeah, that's not what I want, and she told me yes yet again, like she started having feelings and stuff like that. I was like, hold up, that ain't it, that ain't me. And yet again, the respectful person I am, I was like, it's fine. We don't have to continue doing this. There's no point. It's detrimental to your mental health, I'm guessing, and it's also detrimental to mine. And it's not really that deep. It's not really that big of a deal. Cool. A week later, this girl hits me up again. Like she wants to go for another round. I'm like really confused, because like a week prior, she's like, we have to stop. I'm starting to get feelings like this, like that. So I mean, moral of the story, that one was me not faking to get what I wanted, even though I was very respectful and told her what I wanted and what I didn't want.
All right. Honestly speaking, whenever I see people saying, "Oh, you should make sure you say what you want, don't fake the romantic desire," I usually look at it from a bunch of different sides. Now, on your situation, I'd have probably said, "This babe, in some way, seems like she is trying to bang her way into your heart, if I can put it lightly, because it's like she's trying to." Make the sex make you want to get into the relationship, because there's this whole thing of if you do it
Exactly.
a bunch of times, then it's like the feelings might start to develop, and in some cases it does. There's a lot of cases where you'll hear friends with benefits will turn into like a relationship, but it's not always the case. And the problem is, I think a lot of women usually think that they can give a guy such good pussy, such good sex, that it would make them want to date them. And the problem is,
Yeah.
People just need to be told, and they rarely ever are told, that it's not just a pussy. Yes, you can have amazing pussy, but it doesn't mean that I'll date you because you have amazing pussy. It's usually something else underlying that'll make me want to get in there and not just have the pussy, but have the rest of you as well. And it's a
Exactly.
bit of a weird thing. It's a bit of a weird thing that some people do, but if you're good at throwing it back, I guess, flaunt your best skills and hopefully they'll get you somewhere. But it doesn't usually mean that it'll be the only determinant. And the funny thing that I think a lot of people have never really considered is that sometimes just having good sex is enough. You don't need to have great
Hmm.
sex to get into a relationship with someone, even with sexual compatibility involved. Like, as long as you're good, you qualify automatically to get into like the zone where you're boyfriend or girlfriend material, depending on your gender, of course. Now, the way I was looking at this tweet was, there's two specific kind of ways that this kind of comes out for guys. Because one is obviously faking it. They fake the romantic interest. You take this babe out on dates, you guys go for events, you treat them sweetly, you pick them up, you drop them off, and you even make sure that the friends are well taken care of. And these guys are like, you know what? This man deserves the ring and everything that comes with it. And then this guy goes, bangs you once, twice, and then bounces. And the only thing that he was doing was, fluffing you up so that he can bang you and leave you all high and dry, which is finessing the game. And I'd say that that's wrong. But if you take a look at the other side of the equation, it's fairly common for guys to go and, approach a babe, possibly even want to date, and then all of a sudden lose interest. Because, like, take for example, you're this well laid out guy. You've been doing your thing, you've been working hard, you've been working on yourself, and you're a pretty good dude. So you meet with this babe, and this babe has been talking big. She's like, you know what, I'm independent, I do my own thing, I put in the work, I'm all about growth, and I really know how to lay it down, and I do not want a guy to mess around with. If I'm getting together with a guy, then the both of us are going together, and we're going hard, and we're growing. No, that sounds good, right? It
Hmm.
sounds good.
Hmm.
And then y'all
Hmm.
get together. Y'all go for one or two dates, maybe, if you're into that kind of thing. Y'all go and you hook up. But after you hook up, Shorty all of a sudden starts peeling off her very interesting sheepskin. She starts peeling off the Captain Strong Independent Woman cape. And then all of a sudden you realize, say, maybe she's lazy, she's unhygienic, she just talks a lot, and she, spits all those motivational quotes on social media and them. Because some of them are
Hmm.
pretty good at that.
Hmm.
And eventually you just realize that this babe is all bark and no bite. There's nothing that she's adding to the story. Yes, maybe she might give it to you good. Yes, maybe she might say that she's all about growth, but in reality, there's not that much growth that she's really doing. In essence,
Yeah,
like, she's
that's
not
very
putting
true.
action to her words. Yeah, so you end up losing interest. And that's the other side of it that people don't usually get, because you decide to drop off, you decide to leave this babe, and then this babe will still come back and say, oh, he said he was serious, he said he wanted something good, but then again, he was the one that ended up leaving. But at the same time, you're like, shorty, you were preaching water, but you were sipping on that tequila, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, like just to even expound on that, from the point that I said earlier, I mean, just be honest with these girls, man. Lay out what you want, lay out what you don't want, and they can either take it or leave it. If they do, that's good for you.
Yeah.
If they don't, it's fine. There's still other girls out there. I mean, just like I said from the beginning point, you don't have to fake your interests with a person, That's wasting your time, that's wasting her time. Just be straightforward, be honest, tell them what you want, tell them what you don't want, and things will go merry, I guess.
Yeah, and even though things don't go merry, even though they go sideways, you're definitely gonna get to a point where there will be someone who will be down for those same things. And it's a bit of a thing that I notice with a lot of guys. Guys are kind of afraid of just walking up to a babe and saying, yo, I just wanna smash. They like to beat around the bush here and that. Like, people don't like talking about it as much because they know very well that if they're rejected, they'll be looked at as like a pervert sometimes. Some people will look at them differently.
Mm,
And the truth of
exactly.
the matter is, we're in a world where everyone just wants to smash. Okay, not everyone, but well, you get the point. Guys want to
Yeah,
smash.
exactly.
If I'm interested, then we can do something. If I'm not interested, then just standing someone down is perfectly fine. But obviously, people are gonna be judgy. And truth of the matter is, even though you get rejected, even though you're called a perv, the person that will want to just smash with you will probably be super down with the entire thing, and you guys will have a much better relationship for it. Not necessarily like an intimate or a dating type relationship, but your friend with benefits kind of relationship, whether it's a one night stand, whether it's a friendly but every once in a while we bang here and that kind of relationship. It'll be good because you guys understand your boundaries. And that's the thing that I think
Yeah,
too many people kind of get wrong, and they do need to kind of start bringing back onto the table.
that's very true.
Yeah.
You said it well.
Yeah, so as far as that goes, I don't really think there's any special way of spotting the difference of someone who wants to date versus someone who just wants to smash. Just be
Hmm.
straightforward. Like Chacha said, just be straightforward. Say what it is that you want. Just be ready to just tell someone how it is that you feel. If you want to date, tell them you want to date. If they're not down for it, then too bad for you. You live and you learn. If they just want to smash and you also just want to smash, then well and good. But this whole thing of finessing the game, it needs to stop. But anyways, we want to know your thoughts on this. Are you the type of person that likes to take someone on multiple dates and then, bang them only twice and dispose? Or are you the kind of straightforward person that we need on this planet right now? You can hit us up on the Breaktime on Westside IG page at Breaktime on Westside. On Facebook, it is also at Breaktime on Westside. And on Twitter, you can slide into my personal DMs at Bagaka the D. Thank you, Chacha, so much for being a contributor to the episode. How about you tell
Hmm.
guys your podcasts and when they come, how they can reach them, and your handles?
Well, you can find me at Chacha Paul underscore on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. My podcast is Sound Nation and El Mashati. You can find that at Kenyan Public Radio on Facebook and Instagram, or at Radio KPR on Twitter. Yeah, episodes for Sound Nation come out every Tuesday and Thursday. Episodes for El Mashati come out on Tuesdays.
And thank you so much for listening all the way till the end. And I will catch you guys on the next break. Take care.